In many U.S. cities, the population is shrinking faster than the Titanic. According to data and surveys, working from home, job opportunities, high cost of living and taxes, people retiring, and crime are the most prolific reasons. But this isn't a new problem. It's been happening for a while now, and when people start leaving, it sets off a chain reaction. Think of it like the domino effect. And you might be asking, that's interesting, but how does a shrinking population snowball into even bigger problems? Well, let's say a city loses a bunch of residents. Fewer people means less tax revenue coming in, right? That means the city has less money to spend on firefighters, police, and even schools. Now, imagine living in a place with fewer police officers or a rundown school. It's not exactly appealing, is it? This lack of services can push even more people to leave, which means even less tax revenue and fewer services. But it doesn't stop there. Businesses see a shrinking population and a decline in services, and what do? They pack up and move to places with more customers and a better environment. This means even fewer jobs for people who are left, which again incentivizes them to move on. Factor that in with the high cost of living in some of these cities, and it could be a recipe for disaster. So with that being said, are you ready to break down the 10 cities everyone is leaving in America in 2024? Let's go. Number 10, Baltimore, Maryland. Known for its vibrant culture and historic significance, Baltimore has faced challenges in recent years. The city's population has been in steady decline. In 2021, there were over 576,578 residents. By July 1st, 2023, that number had shrunk to 565,239. That's a decrease of over 11,300 residents in just 2 years. What's causing this decline? It's likely a combination of factors. One concern is affordability. Baltimore's cost of living is 8% higher than the national average. While that might not seem like a huge difference, it can add up, especially for those making lower incomes. The median household income in Baltimore sits around $35,679. Making ends meet is a struggle for many. On top of affordability concerns, Baltimore faces a high crime rate. It's constantly ranked among the top 6 most dangerous cities in the United States. While the city is taking steps to address crime, it's a major concern, pushing residents to leave. Number 9, New York City, New York. Known for finance, fashion, and the bright lights, its history is long. But nowadays, there are so many issues. Even New York isn't immune to population decline. In just over 3 years, from April 2020 to July 2023, the city lost a staggering number of residents. Almost 550,000 people, or over 6% of its population. By July 2023, the population dipped to around 8.26 million people. And you might be asking, what is driving this exodus? One factor could be the high cost of living. New York City's cost of living is a whopping 38% higher than the state average and a staggering 76% higher than the national average. With the median household income sitting around $78,607, that can still be stretched thin when everyday expenses are significantly higher. On top of that, surveys suggest growing frustration with the city's no-cash bail system and super high taxes. New York City has the highest taxes in the United States. The no-cash bail system essentially lets people who have committed crimes to be booked the same day and then immediately released back onto the street where they can again commit more crimes. Now, real quick, before we move to number 8, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss a new video from us. And also, make sure to hit that like button. Number 8, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nicknamed the Mill City with a rich history and an area that thrived during the Industrial Revolution, has faced a different kind of challenge recently. Many people left the city following the 2020 protests and destruction caused during that time. While protests erupt in the response to the death of George Floyd, the city also saw unrest and a lot of damage. Today, Minneapolis has a population of about 425,000 people, experiencing a noticeable decline. Despite a median household income of $76,332, the city grapples with a high cost of living, higher than the national average, especially for groceries and normal clothing. A major factor driving population decline in the city is the high crime rate. Minneapolis has a staggering 5,713 crimes per 100,000 people, which is significantly higher than both the state and national averages. This includes a concerningly high violent crime rate with assaults, burglaries, and vandalism of property on the rise. Estimates project a 10% population decrease in Minneapolis by 2030. This raises concerns about the city's future. Number 7. San Francisco, California. San Francisco's story is one of gold rushes, cable cars, and cultural revolutions. Founded during the California Gold Rush, the city quickly boomed. From the iconic Golden Gate Bridge to the vibrant tech scene, San Francisco has always been a magnet for dreamers and innovators. However, in recent years, San Francisco has become a poster child for a different phenomenon: population decline. The pandemic era saw a mass exodus from dense urban centers, and San Francisco was no exception. Between 2020 and 2021 alone, the city lost an estimated 30,000 residents. The culprit: soaring living costs. San Francisco boasts a median household income of $126,187, which is impressive, but keep in mind, the average cost of a home here is a staggering $1.2 million. Even with a high income, affording a house can be a major challenge. On top of that, the overall cost of living is 24% higher than the state average and 71% higher than the national average. Crazy high taxes and expenses, coupled with the rise of remote work, incentivized many residents to leave and search for a more affordable lifestyle. San Francisco also grapples with a significant homelessness problem due to this. Some people surveyed are just fed up with it all. Number 6. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee is steeped in music history, the birthplace of blues and a major player in the rise of rock and roll. However, Memphis faces a different kind of tune these days: the blues of population decline. Since 2010, the city has lost a significant number of residents, dropping from 646,000 to roughly 621,000 in 2022. This decline has served as a wake-up call, prompting conversations about the policies needed to address Memphis's shrinking population. As for the median household income in Memphis, it sits around $56,926, which is not bad for the cost of living in the area. But still, people are packing up their bags and leaving Memphis for a reason, and crime is a big one. The city constantly ranks among the most violent in the US, currently holding the unfortunate title of 5th most dangerous city. Number 5. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin boasts a rich brewing history and a strong industrial past. Nicknamed the Cream City for its cream-colored bricks, Milwaukee has long been a center for manufacturing and innovation. However, Milwaukee is facing a different kind of brew these days: the bitter taste of population decline. The city's population has shrunk to approximately 563,305 people, making the first decline in decades. This downward trend is projected to continue, with estimates suggesting a further decrease to 544,000 residents by 2030. One major concern is crime. The city has a troubling reputation for violent crime, ranking a disturbing 3rd place nationally. Affordability is another challenge. While the cost of living in Milwaukee is just 3% higher than the state average, the median household income is $49,733, which can make ends meet a struggle for many. Number 4. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio boasts a profound industrial heritage. Nicknamed the Forest City for its abundance of surrounding parkland, Cleveland was once a major center for steel production and manufacturing. However, Cleveland's story in recent years has been one of change and uncertainty. The city's population currently sits at 370,000, reflecting a long-term decline. While there was a small uptick of 2,000 residents recently, projections suggest a potential future decrease. The cost of living in Cleveland is 5% higher than the state average, and essentials like housing, utilities, and food see an even greater price jump. With a median household income of $37,271, many residents find it difficult to make ends meet. Another significant challenge is crime. Cleveland ranks among the most dangerous cities in the US, currently holding the 8th most dangerous city ranking. Number 3. Kansas City, Missouri. Nicknamed the Heart of America for its central location, the city was a key stop on the Oregon Trail and a center for commerce and culture. Jazz music and barbecue are just two of the cultural treasures that Kansas City has brought to the world. However, Kansas City is at a crossroads today, facing a population decline. While the current population sits around 890,000 people, estimates suggest a decrease of 2.5% by 2030. This potential population loss presents a significant challenge. Crime is a concern. The city has a high crime rate, ranking 10th highest in the nation, with a crime rate of 63 per 1,000 residents. There's a relatively high chance of becoming a victim of crime. Number 2, St. Louis, Missouri. Nicknamed the Gateway to the West, the city served as a major jumping-off point for pioneers exploring the American frontier. St. Louis also boasts a vibrant cultural scene with iconic landmarks like the Gateway Arch and a rich musical heritage. However, St. Louis is facing a shrinking population. As of July 1st, 2023, the city's population sits at an estimated 281,754 people, which equals 4,439 residents who have left for good. And it's been like this for the past few years. The St. Louis region as a whole lost residents, falling behind places like Charlotte and Orlando, where the population continues to go up. Crime is a factor driving residents away from St. Louis. The city constantly ranks among the most dangerous in the United States, currently holding the 3rd most dangerous place. While the cost of living in St. Louis is 3% lower than the state average, affordability isn't necessarily a saving grace. The median household income of $41,170 can make it difficult to make ends meet, especially when combined with other expenses. Number 1, Detroit, Michigan. Nicknamed the Motor City, Detroit was once a booming center of manufacturing, churning out countless cars and fueling the nation's economic engine. However, Detroit's story in recent decades has been one of decline. The city's population has plummeted from a peak of 1,849,568 residents in 1950 to a current population of 620,376. This staggering decline represents a loss of over 2/3 of its population. Even in the past year, Detroit saw a net loss of over 6,300 residents. The decline of the American manufacturing industry hit Detroit hard, leading to job losses and economic hardship. This, coupled with social unrest and urban decay, created a sense of despair that drove many residents away. Today, Detroit grapples with several issues. Crime remains a major concern, with the city ranking as the 4th most dangerous city in the United States. The cost of living is also 6% higher than the state average, placing an additional burden on residents with a median household income of $36,140. And there you have it, the 10 cities everyone is leaving in America in 2024. Now make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and notification bell for more videos just like this. See you in the next one.